This nigga is doing some ghetto shit right now.
I was dead ass.
I know.
If I could, I would. If I had the plug at Ticketmaster, a nigga, please.
So were you able to?
No, well, they don't do that type of shit. No.
They should, though.
They should, but they don't. It'd probably be too much scamming and finessing going on. You would have to track so many more cards that they probably wouldn't do that. But here's my game.
Do you need a loan?
No. Oh, I'm Gucci gang. No, because here's what's going to happen, right? I already have my whole game plan worked out. So if you don't have your tickets, tap. This is Operation Be Prepared. B is spelled like Beyonce, so BEY prepared. Be prepared, y'all. So Jay-Z and Beyonce are coming to New Jersey, East Rutherford, June 2nd. Right now, they have one date scheduled. Jay-Z is a huge star. Beyonce is a huge star. These two together are huge stars. There is no way that Jay-Z or Beyonce is coming to New York with one New York or like one New York tri-state area date. That's impossible. So here's my goal, or here's what I'm thinking.
Now, what if... All right, go ahead.
They have one date right now, so it can sell out. We will panic like we always do for Beyonce and be like, what the fuck are we going to do? They're going to add another date. And knowing Jay-Z and Beyonce, last time they came to New York with On the Run, they had 3 dates. So Beyonce came to New York 3 times on the last tour, so I wouldn't be surprised if there is 3 dates. But there's another date coming. So listen, when that date rolls around, have your money prepared. And that's my warning.
And if this date does not appear,
it's gonna appear. If it does not appear,
are you willing to go?
I have another backup plan that I'm.
Are you willing to drive to Philadelphia on the Chinese bus?
I was texting my best friend Asha the other day, like, all right, so if we can't do, fucking New York. She was like, maybe we should travel, because we was listening to the read, and Crystal was like, she's going, I think, to fucking Paris or some shit, but Crystal got mad money, so that's a whole nother story. But I would go to New Orleans to see Beyonce. I've never been to New Orleans. I would love to go. So if I can put those, like a trip to New Orleans and a Beyonce concert together at the same time, if I just save my coins, depending on when that New Orleans date is, if it's like well into September, I might be able to make it work. Listen, this is my first Beyonce concert, so you gonna let me have my.
This is your first? I assume.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, I've only seen Beyonce in person one time.
I'm talking like I've never seen Beyonce live.
Yeah, no, I've only seen Beyonce live one time because I'm very poor, and Beyonce always likes to come, when I'm in college and when I was really poor. So
but you're apparently still a little poor.
Well, still a little poor, but not as poor as I was last year. Because when I walked into that house and I stole that bag, I was that man. But yeah. So anyway, I feel like that's all I have to say. So yeah. And we're growing to more and more wealth every day.
Yo, that clip has to be the realest shit.
High key,
oh
though.
My God.
High fucking key, bro.
The realest shit. Yo, Copper, talk to me. That's the realest shit, my nigga. Yo, G, that's the realest shit right there.
Because, listen, this all happened before Jay
Shout out to Terry. That was the realest shit. That is something speaking to existence. With 2 different energies and making it come into the world.
Yep. Because when that episode was taped, I had no Beyonce tickets and no Beyonce. Oh, let me know, that's rude. I had no On the Run tickets and no On the Run ticket money. But listen, mommy, the Lord prevails. The Lord said, I got you for this. I got you. Right. I totally got you for this.
So what happened? I mean, entirely what happened, we spoke about New Orleans in that trip, in that clip. And Malcolm was so hype and giddy about going to On the Run that it kind of propelled me and my brother to actually go to New Orleans.
Because it's fucking good.
To actually get tickets to go to Atlanta.
Yes.
To see On the Run, because we missed the New York
funny
date.
enough, though, the same week that you went to New Orleans was the same week that I was at On the Run.
And that was the clip that you were saying that if you didn't get the tickets to New York City, that you would either go to Philadelphia or New Orleans.
Sure was going to.
And what happened is vice versa. And I mean, I got to see New Orleans because it's always been a bucket list.
Yeah.
And then I kind of fested up the money to just go to Atlanta on a whim.
Yeah. I mean, next time I see Beyonce, it was going to be in Houston. I'm going to a Houston date.
You know what?
It's fucking Houston. I have to.
I want to share like good, this year entirely, this is what this episode is about, like a reflection of both me and Malcolm and like things we both went through and like what we would deal with and what like kind of experiences we would find with others. And I will say that although you live in a nice city or you live in a city that which you call home, I think that you should seek other places to experience things. So like going to Atlanta to see Jay-Z and Beyonce was kind of like, why the fuck would you do that? But it also was like making a moment. If that kind of makes sense. Like
especially living here, because everything here is so like everything in New York is big.
So like everybody comes to New York City. Yeah. So like of course Jay-Z's gonna come here. Of course Meek Mill is coming here. But how about if I went to Philly to see Meek, or if I went to Miami to see Khaled?
Whole different energy.
It's a whole different energy.
I mean, I always want to see Jay-Z in New York, though.
Of course you do, but I mean, to step out of your box and make that entire like experience a moment around like, of course, the main reason why you bought the tickets, but to kind of circle around that. So what me and my brother did was like, yo, when we got to the airport, what's the best restaurant to go to right now? When I went to New Orleans, like there was no like concert of anything going on, like there wasn't no Mardi Gras or anything, but to try to make a moment out of the time, like out of like, how do I say this? Off the whim, or like out of what I want to say?
Off the cuff?
Off the cuff, like out of randomness, like just spontaneous. There you go. So if you live like
main things,
if you add some type of spontaneity out of your life and like just doing something on the whim, it kind of brings more life to your well being and your mental state. I just want to say that.
Yeah, but I feel I live for a good like random. Let's go to Philly right now moment.
And I think even between me and you going back to DC, like we necessarily never travel. Me and you are like, I mean, I look at you like a cousin, like a brother as well. Like you're within my circle of people that I would lean on although we don't
respond
speak
to my text, but that's fine.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I do respond to your text. People,
I mean, Bill.
Oh, come on, stop it.
Anyway, back to praising me. I'm listening.
But when we went to DC, that was also like, are you serious about this? And then it was just like, yeah, of course I'm going. You looked at me like, are you serious? I'm like, yo, nigga, look at this shit.
You know how niggas plan shit.
I'm not that nigga. I'm a nigga that, you see, I'm with
holding
it.
up 10 fingers.
Right.
Y'all, 10 people have an idea for a trip.
4 people going.
8 people, or 2 people can't go. 2 people can't find a sitter. 2 people don't have no money.
Talk that shit.
One person can't get off of work. So now it's 3 of us in this Airbnb for 10.
No way.
And we're like, so what the fuck, y'all?
Shout out to the real niggas. Even so, like, same thing happens with everybody. Like, there's gonna be, you can throw an idea out there. Is like, if you're gonna say something, be about it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, just be about
Talk
it.
that talk.
Talk that talk.
Keep that same energy. Yeah.
What's the next clip we got going?
So the next clip is actually our last clip. Now,
so we're going to get real serious.
For those that have been around for, previous best ofs, y'all know this should usually be like 3.5 hours.
Not today.
Real talk, real tea, last best of for 2017. Mm-hmm. My ass left to go get a haircut and came back because that's how real it was.
Dude,
do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
I had to leave the studio because I was like, yo, I need to get to the barbershop, but I'm not. I think I was going to Atlanta to my brother's house. And I was like, I have to get my hair done, quote unquote, today. Otherwise, I'm going to be in Atlanta looking like a bomb.
At least you came in here today looking nice. We both did.
I mean, I came in here looking like I'm ready for it to be Christmas. It's like, I'm just done. But yeah, so this is our last clip.
I actually think this episode is coming a little bit early. Don't we usually drop?
It's usually around New Year's.
Around like on New Year's, like after the New Year. But I mean, you guys getting a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
It's a bonus.
Right.
I know you guys are busy unwrapping gifts, being with your family and your loved ones. That's more important.
Because if we have to wait till the 7th, and we're not waiting till the 7th to drop this shit. So y'all will get it today, Christmas Eve. Right. Merry Christmas.
Right. Fact.
Feliz Navidad.
We're recording this on the Eve.
Melakaliki Maka.
Recording this on the Eve, so you guys
it's Christmas Eve right now.
Right.
But yeah, so last clip, episode 72, titled "We Good Love," sponsored by our boy Future. However, before we got into Future shenanigans, we got into a very important conversation about mental health with Von Gay and.
Shout to Alley Oop, Free the Vision.
Yes.
From ATL.
Yeah, so
let's get into it.
Get your mind right.
Right, absolutely.
And I become the person that's secluding myself. Not to say that I'm thinking about, but you know what I'm saying. But people like that who have nobody, they get depressed on their own.
Right. And so what happens if you even think about it? It can apply for a number of different times of the year. So Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Those that may have lost a spouse or a loved one, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. That can really kind of induce or trigger some, really stressful times. I had a recent client who had lost her mother, and she was actually there when her mother took her last breath. And so anytime Mother's Day or her mother's actual birthday rolls around, it is a huge source of anxiety for her. Of course, the same thing goes for Father's Day. And then, of course, the collective, family holidays that we have at the end of the year. There are a lot of people that actually avoid those and dread those holidays because they either are not able to be around their family. There may be a schism within the family to where, just different family members are talking to one another. And then even with Christmas, there are a lot of single parents that dread the Christmas holiday because they may not necessarily be in a financial position to provide for their child or their children. So that induces some anxiety and even some depression. And so they may, tend to try to, decrease the significance around that just so that their children aren't disappointed. So if you're noticing, there can be a number of different triggers that can put different people kind of in that same space. And so the way that we really start to address this thing is not even to just, kind of look for warning signs or getting treatment when someone is having a mental health episode, but it's really changing our behavior and shifting the narrative. So, number one, having conversations like this and really kind of tapping into our different platforms with media, saying, hey, listen, we need to kind of have a segment where we're addressing something very serious. We got some things kind of going on in society. The energy is not feeling right, and we really need to kind of focus on this whole mental health thing, right? Mm-hmm. But then also, just making sure that we're tapping into things that where we can engage in self-care, amongst ourselves. And so, taking that paid vacation time off, or, booking that trip and really kind of, getting away from the rigmarole of your 9 to 5, or, reaching out to your family, and just kind of cooking that home cooked meal, and going to your parents' house and spend some time with them, going to the spa, going to the gym, or tapping into, your desires to want to, start eating a lot healthier. These things that we're doing, can add significantly to our overall wellness, and to our physical health. And there's a direct connection between our physical and our mental health. So we're on the right track. We're really kind of, doing things that the previous generations really have kind of pushed to the side. But we have to understand, in order for our societies to continue moving forward, we now have to start focusing on those that are coming behind us. Mm-hmm. And so how are we promoting mental health and wellness for children, that were born in the 2000s and the 2010s, so that when we start to get towards our, getting to our prime and heading towards senior, our senior age, mm-hmm. These individuals are kind of picking up the torch, and we really have a society where mental health is not an issue. It's just a part of our natural everyday behavior. Our mental health, our emotional health, mm-hmm. our family health, our financial health, we really have to kind of take a good analysis of who we are as a people. The primary care physician.
Come on.
We need to, we really have to kind of start taking care of all aspects of our health. So
Several
our physical
doctors.
health, our spiritual health, our mental health, our emotional health, mm-hmm. our family health, our financial health, we really have to kind of take a good analysis of who we are as a people, individually and collectively, and say, listen, I have to stop trying to convince myself that I have it all together, because I do not. And so some of the first steps that we can take, so how do you kind of go about getting therapy? So the first thing is, really try to explore all the different options that you may have if you do have insurance. If you're fortunate enough to have insurance, you want to go ahead and reach out to your insurance company and see who's in network, all right, who is actually a provider for whether it's Aetna or Blue Cross Blue Shield. I just picked up a contract with Medicaid today, so I was really excited about that. So I'll be able to provide services to those who have Medicaid here in the state of Georgia. Mm-hmm. And so, but for those that do not have insurance, there are a couple of different ways you can kind of pursue services. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, but I do believe that by really kind of getting connected with a couple of practitioners in your local area, they will be able to kind of guide you to someone that may be able to help you. So the first thing you want to know is that most therapists in private practice will be willing to do a free consultation for you. So what a consultation is typically about a 20 to 30-minute conversation to where we'll kind of get as many details about you as possible and kind of give you an idea of how therapy works, what will be beneficial for you. And of course, that therapist will try to, either bring you in for services, or they will either connect you with someone within their own network that may be able to provide free or low-cost services. Also, those that do not have insurance ask for a sliding scale fee. And a sliding scale pretty much says that those of us that have practices, we will do income-based pricing on our therapy sessions. So there are some practices that may do therapy as low as $10 to $25. There are some that also, if you make a little bit more money, the price may go up to about $30 or $40. So we're trying to do as much as we can in the field to be able to get these services out to individuals while also being able to keep the lights on, of course.
Absolutely. So we decided to close with that clip because 2018 has been like most that have come before, just a real clusterfuck, a real trials and tribulations. There we go. Words. Right. Now to spit them out. Mm-hmm. Major shout out to Von Gay. If you want more information on anything in relation to mental health for the millennial age, visit holisticatlanta.com. That's holistic, HOLISTIC, Atlanta,
thecity.com. So,
and also when you get a chance, if you guys rather not go to that website, particularly, you can always find someone, a peer of ours, Free the Vision, who also has a podcast, and they speak freely, have different topical episodes on their podcast platform where they discuss mental wellness and how to